What is going on, Multiversers? Welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday, so that means it's time for the next Multiversus Yay or Nay series episode. And a couple of weeks ago, we had another poll on the channel, and Terry McGinnis's Batman Beyond ended up winning that poll, so he gets his own character for his own episode today. Now, before anybody may mention this, Tony has actually talked about Batman Beyond in the past and how he would think of implementing Terry's Batman into the game, and he responds to a fan with this real quick. Having Terry be a separate character would be the only way I would do it. He's too different from base Batman to make authentic. So this would never be a variant. This would never be a costume for Batman already in the game. They're two different characters. They're two different in their, I mean, they got some similarities in fighting style, but they are two very different characters. So let's showcase some of the moves that Batman Beyond or Terry McGinnis would have rather than Batman, because they are very different. So let's start with move number one. How about the Bolas? This could be a fun little attack, right? It could be annoying, depending on how it might be implemented. But like we said, both the Batmen share many of the same traits and gadgets and abilities, but we'll prove how much different they are than each other by starting with the Bolas. So for this one, it's one of Terry's more iconic weaponry that he uses. So for starting things off, he takes out the Bolas. He'll kind of like twirl them above his head for a couple seconds, and then he'll end up releasing it. And they'll go flying forward, and they'll end up wrapping around the opponent if they make contact with them. So this could kind of lead to... typically when Bolas are wrapped around you, it's around your legs, so you kind of like are trapped in place, and most times you kind of like end up tripping. Now, I want to avoid tripping because, there was tripping mechanic in a different platform fighter, and that didn't go too well. So we'll avoid the tripping. So how can we make Bolas feel Bola-y? Well, how about if they end up just kind of like stunning the opponent, like they're kind of just maybe trapped in place, like they can't move for like a second or two. So it's kind of like they are affected by the Bolas, like they're doing their job. So it'd be a pretty fun idea, just kind of having one and then they respawn every so often. That way you can't just continuously throw out Bolas trying to trap your opponent the whole time, because that's kind of broken. So you have one, they regenerate, but if you miss it, well, you're kind of SOL a little bit. So yeah, it could be fun. But the Bolas that Terry had even have like an electrical variation that can shock opponents. So we could kind of use the electric status there for his Bolas. That could end up being like one of his primary perks, something that changes how the Bolas work. So he wraps around them, they get trapped in place for a second, and then they have like the stun effect applied to them. So that'd be fun as well, just to kind of make them a little bit more different. Move number two, the batarang. Okay, hang on a second. This one's gonna be the electric batarang. It's just an idea. I have another idea for a batarang that I think would work better than this, but we'll still show this off anyway. So we'll stick with the electric sort of theme here for a second. This one is where he throws it out, and if it successfully makes contact with the opponent, then it will shock them, leaving them stunned for a second. So this one wouldn't apply the broken status effect, so you wouldn't get like 5 stacks of it. If you throw it out, maybe it has like the same cooldown timer as OG Batman's Batarang in Multiversus. It has the same cooldown timer, but you throw it out, it makes contact with the opponent, they become stunned. So yes, this does kind of work as a Bola, same way as the Bola that I described. So kind of pick or choose. Don't have both of these, but they're both options. So yeah, I think to also help differentiate it a little bit from Batman's Batarang, this attack could be, it could have like a faster flight speed, and then, just maybe it hits or does less damage or whatever. It's all about the shocking effect that it applies, just to kind of make it a little bit different. But it is Batman. He does use the Batarang. They both do. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get the Batarang, but maybe we electrify it a little bit. Move number three. When I just said I had another idea for a batarang shot, this one is kind of what I was implying. I think this one might be a little bit more fun. So you could implement the Bolas for a first attack, and then this would be a batarang type of deal. So here's the move. I called it like a flying lunge, and then he shoots out batarangs from his wrist. So how the attack works is this could be like a grounded / air side special where Terry ends up flying, forwards, does a big flying lunge forwards with the razor sharp wings, pointed forwards. So the wings will end up doing damage, but at the end of the lunge animation, he will end up shooting out 2 batarangs or 1 batarang from his wrist. So it's like a contact move and then a small projectile at the end of it. So if you miss the lunge, you still have the projectile at the end of it. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1 kind of attack. It's got 2 different properties to the attack. So I thought this would be a cool idea. I like this idea. So if your opponent's off stage a little bit and you kind of want a little projectile so you don't have the bolas ready to kind of throw at your opponent, well, you got this as a backup to at least kind of like snipe them with a projectile here a little bit. So could be fun. You could shoot out 2, 1 from both wrists, or just shoot out 1 from one wrist. Either way, it works. This would be a fun little attack. Attack for Terry. He does have retractable claws in his batsuit. Like, his batsuit's pretty dang impressive. But Terry's batsuit, yeah, it has retractable claws. So simple idea for the attack. It could be like his jab combo. It could be an up air, something, a down air with the swipe, just something. It's claws. You swipe or slash forward or downward or upward or in any motion, right? That could be his jab combo, right? Slash, and then maybe like a kick or something, or a slash uppercut, whatever that might end up being. Just an idea. Retractable claws. Regular Batman doesn't have that, but Terry does. Now let's move on to some ideas for some taunts / winning animations, I guess. So the first one, I want this one badly. This was the first thing I thought of, but it's where he just sticks his tongue out at you. Come on, you can't tell me you wouldn't want this. You can't tell me you wouldn't want this. Sure, he's flying through, in the GIF, whatever you want to say. Sure, in this image, he is, flying upwards, but he doesn't need to be flying. It's just him standing still for this taunt, and then he just kind of sticks his tongue out. Very, very simple, but a very effective type of taunt. So this would be a fun one. I'd buy this one in a heartbeat. I'm sure many other people would as well. But another taunt, I guess this one might be a little bit more of a winning animation. Maybe you could even do like an entrance. Every character has some sort of entrance, right? But either way, we'll say winning animation here. How about a swarm of bats? It's just kind of like the bats come flying out and then there's Terry just behind him. I know it's not the best idea and we have plenty of bats already on the Batcave stage, but for a winning animation or the taunt I think would be an issue only because the bats would take up a lot of the stage. It would like kind of block the view so people could spam this over and over. So that's why I think this would work better as like a winning animation. So that's why I got it there, but just a few ideas there. What about some alternate costumes? Now, anybody that might kind of know about Terry McGinnis and Batman Beyond, there's a chance that a lot of people would just think, oh, he only really has like the jet black suit with the red bat symbol or the bat logo on his chest, and obviously the red bat wings as well. Does he really have any other suits? Actually, he's got a few. So I picked out 2 of them that I would love to see in the game, and I think would look so amazing. So first up is called the X7 suit. Now this thing, it's still got your red and black outfit, but it's just got some more red outlines and more red, I don't know what you want to call them, but like stripes. They're not really stripes, but he looks a little bit more menacing here. I think that's the way I was going for this. I just love the way this looks. This would be fantastic. It doesn't have to be super expensive. This could be like a rare costume, cost like $500 or $800 or something like that. But this one looks so much cooler. In my opinion, well, I mean, just the regular, his OG look looks really cool too. There's nothing wrong with that, but this one I think would look pretty awesome. Another one that would look amazing is Kryptonite armor. This one is awesome. He's like got all these lines going through his suit and like the bat symbol on his chest. Like it can draw an energy, and that's an attack in itself. But we'll just kind of say that's not really the point of it's an alternate costume. So it's just kind of like glowing this yellowish light green color, whatever it is. But it's got kryptonite kind of flowing through the suit. So it's a really cool look. It's a really cool look. I think this would be phenomenal. So there you go. There's some ideas for some alternate costumes. And now for the end of the video, the opinion part, the yay or nay. Down in the comments, do you want to see Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis as his own playable character? For me, this is a big yay. I love Batman Beyond. I think I might like him more than regular Batman. I'll throw that out there. But I would. This would be like one character that I think, if he became playable, I would buy any taunt. I would buy any. Does he have a ring out? I'd buy that. Any variants? I'd buy that. I would buy his announcer pack. I would buy like everything for Batman Beyond for Terry. I think it would just be so cool. So yeah, big yay for me. Either way, that is going to be it for this one. Next week, we'll be back with the updated yay or nay stats. There may or may not be a poll this week. We'll see. There might be, but maybe Thursday or Friday we'll put up another poll possibly for another future character for the series. Either way, that is going to be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.